Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Tailor Talk Podcast, live here at Grind Entertainment Studio, home of Musician Tailor, LLC. I'm your co-host, Chevy Revis, along with my co-host and co-founder, Darrell Twin Smith.
What's up, y'all?
Today's special guest is a mother, instructor, TV producer, and an outgoing and personable artist with a passion for creativity and teaching. She's the owner of Prisms by Chanel and has created over 200 art commissions across America to include Alaska and Hawaii and hosted over 1,000 paint parties in the past 12 years. Please help us welcome to the show, hailing all the way from the rock and roll capital of the world, a.k.a. the land, or Cleveland, Ohio, now rooted in ATL, Georgia, Miss Chanel Simone.
Hey, thank you so much for that intro, Chevy. Thank you, Twin. Thank y'all for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All righty then.
Okay.
Glad you can make it. Appreciate you.
Cleveland, Ohio.
216 till I die.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, a lot of other great people.
Right. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh, yeah, we just got into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, too.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
You a
did.
thug as rug as bone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's a pleasure to have you here on Tailor Talk Podcast, Chanel Simone. You know, the thing that that's exciting about your story is that you're an artist, and then when I say artist, you draw. That's the crazy thing about it. The first thing I learned was how to draw when I was a kid. I got away from it, but hey, it's still in me every now and then. I draw my one little character.
Yep. It's like riding a bike. You never forget it. It's a muscle. It come back to you.
So, how did it begin with you? When you first picked up that pen and that pad.
So I was always a creative. For me, it started in elementary school, literally preschool, kindergarten, first grade, with just the assignments I was given. And I would just go extra detailed in my assignments. Like my mom still has to this day a picture that I drew in kindergarten of like kids on a bus. But what made her keep it was I went in and did all the details of like people in the windows and like stuff in the background and stuff. You know what I mean? And she just felt like, this is extra detail for someone who's so small, or so young, rather. And then I just kind of continued from there. I really love cartoons, so I would draw my favorite cartoons. I would try to pause them if I could, like on the VHS, record it and draw from there. When the internet came around, I'm telling my age a little bit, but I would get on there and look up pictures sometimes to draw. And then me teaching just kind of started when I was younger because I was the kid that people would ask me to draw stuff for them. We would have projects and they would be like, oh, I can't draw hands or something. And people would ask me to help them do it. And so it just kind of was naturally in me.
So as an adult, I know this is your passion and it's the thing that you still do. So from elementary through high school, you was taking art classes as well. Did you?
So what's funny is I did and I didn't. So I just took the art classes that you had to take, the mandatory ones. What did it for me and really opened up the world for me was the art class I took in high school. So my high school was split up into like, they try to do small schools and like do like business based on what you wanted your major to be. So we had science, engineering, interpersonal development, arts, things like that. So I was in the School of Arts and you had to be in those schools to do certain extracurriculars, almost like mini college. And so that was when I got introduced to this art teacher named Miss Maselli. And it was those in my junior and senior year that she opened up everything to me without just basic drawing, because I was still stuck in like drawing and shading. And I never liked the color. Like I liked the color in coloring books, but like my own personal drawings, I just liked the way it looked with the shading and the cleanliness of it. I never wanted to put color on it. But that class is the one that opened up my eyes to painting and different techniques and just different ways you could draw with pastels and stuff. And so that's really what kind of opened up the gap for me to get out of drawing and get more to other elements.
Okay. So, your senior year, you said, okay, I'm still doing this, drawing these amazing pictures and painting portraits and stuff like that. What school you go to after you graduate high school?
So I went to Ohio University in Athens, Ohio. Shout out to the Bobcats. OHIO. I studied marketing
Oh, you
and
didn't go to the
MIS.
Ohio State?
No, no, no. We were, or we still are kind of like the rivals, like cousins, if you will. Our mascot actually beat up their mascot when I was there. It was great. You can YouTube that. It's a viral moment. I was still in school when that happened.
Definitely want to
So
see that.
yeah, look it up. But yep, I went to OU.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So at OU, you still in arts, right?
So not really, no.
What happened?
So art for me, art was a hobby for a long time. Was drawing, and it didn't really become a profession. Like even my senior year, is when I first sold my first art pieces. We had a senior show art case, but I just do a lot of different things. I am a multifaceted person, and I have a lot of passions and a lot of hobbies. And so when I got to college, I'm also like a top scholar. So I just kind of was focused on a bunch of other things at the time, and I ran D1 track for my first 2 years also. So with all those things, drawing was still just a hobby, but I told myself that when I graduated, that's when I wanted to do it. And I was gonna get a 2-bedroom apartment, make the second bedroom my studio, and really like try to paint and really, you know what I mean, really dive into it more beyond. So
Okay. D1 track star.
Yeah.
Who until you ran up against them LSU Tigers.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even have the greatest college track career. And I think it's just I was told that like the freshman 15 was an issue and a lot of freshmen, first of all, we only had girls track, but they said that the freshman year for a lot of the athletes was always the hardest. And then my sophomore year I got into a car accident.
Sorry,
And
yeah.
I thank you. But I'm okay, obviously. But I messed up my groin, and I had used to get a lot of groin injuries. So I did the hurdles and the high jump and other things. So I couldn't really run for a while. So I got tired of starting over, and I just kind of was like, okay, junior year, focus on the career, things like that. But I was doing the heptathlon, and that was really fun. So I think I proved
Yes.
myself in that regard with being a well-rounded athlete because they were like, you're really good at a lot of different things. We want to try to put you in this. And so I enjoyed that.
So then once you say, okay, my junior year in college, you say, okay, I'm shifting. You said you were shifting to a career. So what career, since drawing was still just a hobby to you at that moment, so you shifted into what career after you focused on while you was on your last 2 years in college?
Yeah, so my major was marketing, and so that was my kind of career shift with marketing and sales. My mom helped me pick the major because I did want to major in art, but I felt like I was worried about being too smart and letting that go to waste, if that makes any sense. And then all of the stereotypes of the starving artist and seeing people not do anything with that degree. So she pushed me in marketing because I'm very business minded and I'm creative in terms of problem solving and stuff like that. And then the advertising part is what stood out to me with that visually as well. I wound up joining this program called the Ralph and Lucy Shea Sales Center. It's one of the top sales programs in the country, and my college had it. So they kind of gave me more skills with sales and marketing with that degree to kind of couple up and push myself into that type of career. So my first job out of college, I did marketing for American Greetings, the car company.
Yeah.
And their headquarters is in Cleveland. So I managed all the Valentine's Day, Father's Day, and Sweetest Day cards for all of the Walmarts across the country, just me and my manager.
So what is Sweeties Day? You know, is that an Ohio thing? Because you know,
Yeah,
the first time
yeah.
I came to Ohio, somebody said it's Sweeties Day. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, it is. It's an Ohio holiday. It's October 15th, somewhere around there. And it's basically like I think it's like a Valentine's Day part two, honestly.
For
People
who?
say
The
it's for the
dudes or the
that's
girls?
what they say is for the men because we have our day.
Oh,
And
okay.
so that's how I see it when I do celebrate it. So yeah. Yeah, but it's one of the things.
Yeah,
You
I
know, they
had to
got
come.
holidays.
I had to come to your state to understand that. I'm like, what is Sweeties Day?
They got all types of holidays on the calendar now. It's a
Yeah,
day
just
for donuts, dogs.
yeah, get money out your pocket.
Right.
Get
What's
money
the,
out
what's
your
the day
pocket.
before Valentine? Day? Ain't
Which
that
I've never done. But yeah.
What is it called?
It's like Valentine's Day.
I don't
All
even
the
know if
girls
that's a
get
real
together.
day.
All the
Oh,
single women or something like that get together before Valentine's Day.
said what he
Maddie, you
getting you.
know about that? Okay. Maddie said, Maddie.
Oh,
Mm, okay.
they do. They do.
All the girl. Okay.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
So, once you was doing the cards and stuff. So then after, what brought you to Atlanta? So when
Um,
did you decide, say, I'm tired of doing these cards and my drawing's not on these cards?
so it's all of that was all art related, believe it or not, even though I was in marketing. So I get my drawing skills from my uncles on my mother's side. And I was really close to my mom's side growing up. And every year in college, somebody died on that side. So my
I'm
two
sorry to
uncles
hear
both
that.
passed. Thank you. Both passed while I was in college, and one of my uncles was incarcerated. He's actually the connecting factor to me to Georgia. So that's kind of the relevance of this. But when he was incarcerated, when I was younger, he used to send me and my sister handmade cards. They would give him like the manila card stock stuff, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, the pins, you know, you gotta be careful because of sharpness. But he would send us cards with cartoon characters. He would do like Maggie and Lisa, because I have an older sister. And I was born when he was incarcerated. He would send us like Looney Tunes characters and different things and very beautiful manuscript and all that, because he wanted to make his own card company. And so I kept those cards. Then of course he got out, taught me how to drive, and we had a connection. And like I said, then he passed. So when I got that interview for that position, you know what I'm saying, to work with that card company, I felt like it was still all in alignment because it was all art related. So even though I didn't get to be on the production side of making the cards, I still felt fulfilled in the sense that it was kind of like a full circle moment for my family in a way. And I still got to be a part of a creative company because the whole company is really creative. It really is. And so what did it for me in terms of leaving that and coming to Atlanta was I couldn't really move up in the company. And so I wound up applying for a social media job in TV. And I didn't realize that's what it was at the time because I don't have a degree in broadcast journalism. But I knew that with marketing always excuse me, it always excited me. Advertising excited me. Creativity, the way the mind works, persuasion, sociology, all those things are interesting to me. And so when I got that job, I found myself on the team that made commercials, and I had no idea. So it all just kind of came full circle. With that, it was a lot of other things too that were signs from God that this is 100% where I needed to be. And so that job is what led me to Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So what kind of commercials we can go watch and say, oh, you did that?
So, so I used to work for news. I worked for WKYC, Channel 3 News in Cleveland, and I worked for 11 Alive here in Atlanta.
Okay.
So a lot of my stuff you would probably find on WKYC. Maybe if you go to their YouTube channel. I was actually in quite a few commercials there as well. Like I played moms and had families and did some Taco Bell things and stuff. But I was mainly on the production side.
Oh, so you a slyway little actress too.
I did dabble a little bit, but here I didn't really get in front of the camera as much here. I think I might have been in maybe one commercial in the beginning, but a lot of my stuff is production wise. So I actually did win an Emmy for my time in
Oh,
TV.
that's
Thank you,
congratulations.
thank
That's
you.
what's
I
up.
ain't see that
20,
on the.
yeah, like I said, I am a Renaissance woman. I'm Dos Equis, the female version. It's a lot to me. You'd be like, oh my God, if we keep going,
Got a
but
whole Emmy.
Emmy,
Yep.
Emmy award winner.
I did
Okay.
during COVID,
So
so it didn't feel the same because I didn't get to get dressed up and go to the awards because we're in the middle of COVID, even though we were essential workers. So they just let the host go, and we had to watch it online. So I found out on the internet, but I got my trophy at home, and you know what I'm
that's
saying,
so
just for
dope.
me and stuff like that. So it's some stuff on YouTube. I have a portfolio. My YouTube channel is Prism Productions because that's also the freelance videography work that I do occasionally under that umbrella. So you can find some examples of my commercials there
Oh, okay.
on my YouTube channel.
Okay, we
No,
got
that's
a whole
kind.
Emmy winner.
Yeah,
What's happening? Miss Emmy.
that's crazy that you said that. Like with the winning the Emmy during COVID, cause people kind of feel like all the achievements that happened during COVID, like the Lakers won the championship during COVID, but they feel like it's not, it don't really count.
Like,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
like,
saying?
and it's just, it still counts, but it
It
doesn't
count
feel
though,
that way
yeah.
because of the camaraderie of celebrating with everybody. Like,
Having
I
that,
wanted my picture on the red carpet,
gotcha.
you know what I'm saying, with my little dress on. I wanted to walk on stage and, you know what I'm saying, and grab it. Like,
Right.
I wanted those experiences. And then after that, I still see people doing that. I left the industry, you know what I'm saying, and it's still like,
Why
you
don't you
know.
just show up to one next year with your trophy and just
So
let
I
walk
got one
around with it
too.
like, hey,
Right,
you don't need no
right.
pad, just walk, carry
It,
it just like this.
yeah, it got to be close enough for me to go
Okay,
because
gotcha.
they be far
I bet
away.
it is.
Yeah.
So you won your Emmy, and I heard you said you left that industry. Why?
Um, COVID-19.
Oh, okay.
So everything news was it was fun. All right. I worked in the marketing team, so we had a blast being on the creative side, and I got to meet a lot of celebrities and go a lot of places. And every day was different. It wasn't the same type of, you know what I'm saying, upbeat, sad, depression that can come from news sometimes. But during COVID, everything was unusually repetitive because all we talked about were the same three things, the virus, Black Lives Matter, um, and it was something else.
President.
Yes, of course. How could I forget about the president? But yeah, it was all those things happening. And so it was a constant repetitiveness and then being considered essential workers and that limbo state of like fear. And then also being in a creative department, we need to be around each other. And we were all remote trying to do the job. So we couldn't shoot. We couldn't go out and get our footage. We had to rely on the news team to get the footage for us if we wanted something. And they don't have the eye we do because they're shooting for content is different than shooting for promotion. You know what I'm saying? You have to look for sexy angles and you tell a story of what you're doing as opposed to just getting the full shot of what it is. So just the production process itself was challenging. Then the pace, technology issues, because they had to set up everything. We're doing stuff, with 24-hour turnarounds or same day, you know what I'm saying, or a couple days, and it just was a lot. And then also, I'm a parent. So at the time, my son was in first grade. So I was in first grade because what first grader is going to sit at the computer by themselves for a whole day? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to do that and then do this. And it just became too much. And I really dealt with a lot of different things mentally during that time. So when I tried to go back, it was hard because the daycares were still weird with their thing. So I had to leave work early a lot. And then it just got to be too much. And I felt like I wasn't happy with not being around there for my son like I wanted to, and then having to leave work. Of course, people gonna have their opinions. You're not working the 40 hours, blah, blah, blah. They don't know your life, but that's what people do. They make assumptions, they see things, because they don't live the same life as me. So it just became too much, and I wound up going through imposter syndrome really bad, just from producing things and not getting them on the air, because there was a lot of research work that was happening, and one thing you learn in life is that you can't be everything to everybody. But they were kind of trying to like go through tests, and if everybody don't like this, then we back to the drawing board. And as a creative, in any capacity, when you do something and you feel good about it and you're done, you're done. And then somebody comes back and they say, okay, change this, and then you go through a bunch of edits, and they're like, never mind. You go through that enough times, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? And so a lot of people left the industry, believe it or not. A lot of people did when we started going back to work, just being there. I used to be with their families and just different stress factors.
So once you left, was that the birth of Prism?
So
Prism.
yes,
Okay.
prism, like a rainbow prism, y'all. And that's because my slogan is one world, many perspectives. Because in a rainbow prism, you have all of the colors. And a lot of my artwork, I have a habit of using all the colors. I'm just a colorful person. And so I also like to paint with black and whites. And so I think that the prism kind of encompasses the whole everything. So that's where that came from. But to answer your question, yes and no. That was the beginning of my full-time artist journey, but that was not the beginning of Prism by Chanel. Prism by Chanel started about 11 years ago when I started doing the painting sips, and then and feeling like I need to put it under something, and then of course the commissions.
All right. Speaking of commissions, you said you had some in Alaska and Hawaii too.
Yes, I do.
Do you remember what area in Alaska? Possibly Anchorage.
I would have to check.
Wasilla?
I would have to check my phone. to tell you
Yeah.
because both of those sales I got through social media
Dope.
for marketing. So I know I still got the message from the I'm still connected with the collectors.
Gotcha.
The one in Alaska for sure, so I can find out, and the one in Hawaii. I might have some messages from her too. But yep.
It's all good because I was going to message you and be like, can you bring a couple to show? You know?
Oh yeah.
But because I
Of
want
those pictures.
well, not just any of them. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I met her at Regina's magazine cover thing, and she had all her paintings on the wall, all her artwork.
So
Dope
all
Something
the
pieces.
told me
art,
to
the
bring
artwork
something.
that was behind Regina is.
She had
And all the
all
stuff on the wall.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
dope.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
asked to
Okay,
supply
because I was
Yeah.
looking, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
where Regina at?
Yeah.
What museum they at?
Yeah.
Nah, that's some super dope
Thank
artwork.
you. And something
she
told
was
me I
dope.
started to bring something, but I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Nah, it's been cool. No,
Next
it's all good.
That's super dope. You got some dope artwork.
Thank
Because
you.
honestly,
Yeah.
I thought
Super
was
dope.
it? Yeah, I was at a museum. I said, man, who did this?
I
I'm sitting here
appreciate that.
looking.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
you.
I didn't know if it was sale because at the
Yeah.
end you started taking it down. I was like, oh, that's all.
Yeah,
her. Like,
everything was for sale, but we wasn't.
okay.
They was trying to say that in the beginning, so I don't know
Okay.
if it was totally communicated, but
Gotcha.
I was trying to make it obvious to
So
people.
good.
Like so I did go up there and make the announcement. I don't know if you were there for that,
Okay.
but I did let them know that who I was and that everything on the walls was for sale, and they can get up there and take a look and stuff like that.
So Hawaii, Alaska, what else? Where else you got
States, of course, here in Atlanta, Hawaii, Ohio. I have stuff in California. I have about at least three pieces out there. Maryland. I think I got somebody in Connecticut. Florida. Miami specifically.
Yeah.
It's a few other places I can't think of right now. But I have a whole list because I was like, let me do this so I don't try to remember. But I know it's at least about 15 different
Okay.
states.
So you ever thought about doing a mural? You know, like how you run down on Edgewood, you see all these beautiful drawings and paintings on sides of buildings. Have you ever thought about doing it? Matter of fact, I doing FIFA on the side of I was walking to Pascal's. I walked from Pascal. Look, I was at the State Farm Arena and I walked all the way to Pascal's. So they hired this guy to paint that wall before you make that left to get on I can't think of the name of that street to go to Pascal's. So that guy painted that whole wall. And I like, man, I took a picture. I just can't think his name right now, but super dope artist. Would you ever do something like that?
Absolutely. So
What
I've
you waiting
done
on?
a couple things. I've done some murals in the city. Some great experiences, not so great. It's a couple things. One is intimidation a little bit because I haven't done any outside murals. All the murals I've done have been indoors. And so when you're dealing with that type of, the outdoor walls, you gotta have the right paint for it. And also just kind of like resources. I really want to get into spray painting. Just because I feel like when you're doing outdoor murals especially, you can get a lot done a lot faster that way. I know some artists will combine both to enhance certain details. But I want to learn how to spray paint a little bit more. And I also want to collab with somebody and kind of help with the mural, outdoor or large scale before I necessarily tackle my own. But I've been asked to do one, outdoor one for a project before. It was something that was free and I just time with, with being a mom and stuff like that and working at the time. So
did you pass your talents down to your son?
that's still to be determined. He's getting more into art now. I don't force it on him. He used to just kind of like go through it. But within the past year, he's been embracing it more. I think he's got an art teacher that he loves. And ironically,
He got one at home.
yeah, but he don't, the mom is different,
But sometimes kids watch what their parents do. So
Yeah.
do he sit back and watch what you do?
Not really, no.
What he doing? He jumping on the video
Yeah,
game?
that's what they do
You got,
now.
look, put the game down, boy. Come and get that pencil.
But his name is really close to a famous painter, and I did not know that when I named him. So that's kind of like
Who,
it
Darrell
may
Smith?
be. No, Jackson Pollock.
Okay.
Look him up. He's an abstract artist. Jackson Pollock.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you definitely, you got to put that pen in his hand, that brush in his hand.
I mean, I have been. That's what I'm saying.
And
He
when he
got
throw it back
some
at
stuff
you?
now. No, he been. That's the thing is he been bringing home this last year, bringing home projects and things on the wall, and we've painted it together a couple times. So he's getting better. He's getting more. I won't say better, but he's getting more into it in his own time.
So, as I'm gonna call you an old school artist because you like pens, brushes, and stuff.
Pencils.
Yes,
I like
pencils.
charcoal pencils, regular pencils. I like chalk pastels. I like oil pastels. I
So,
like
what
a
about
bunch of
that
those
digital?
things.
Get you a sketch pad and
Yeah.
you jumped on that.
I do. I do like digital art as well, because of how quick it is. And it takes more skill than I think I realized before I got into it. But I've been doing digital art, I want to say, for like the last 4 years on and off.
Okay.
I've done book covers, t-shirt designs for people. I like it for that reason because when you deal with clients and they want something digitalized, you know what I'm saying? A lot. That's ultimately the final goal for a lot of things. Because I've done tattoo designs for people, all type of stuff by hand though, before I got an iPad. And so I remember the grievances of going through that, especially people want edits and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the tattoo is forever. So I love the digital art for that reason. So
You drew all your tattoos?
I did actually. I did design. I designed all of my tattoos. Let me take that back. And I drew one of them from scratch. This one on my arm. That me and my sister had matching.
That's dope.
And it's the last one I got was for art.
So transitioning from, like you said, your chalk, your pencils, and then you had to sit in front of that iPad and said, and I know that little pencil, you could change how big the lines are, how small, and the strokes and stuff like that. Did you feel like I want to go back the old way, or what forced you to continue to say, okay, I'm finna do some digital art, but my main go-to is them pencils, them brushes, that chalk?
What forced me? AI. Probably. I probably would say a combination of artificial intelligence and then just the need, which would be client work. Like I said, I really only dabble in digital art a lot of times for clients. And so that made me want to get better on my own because it really is, like you said, it's with iPad and Procreate, it's like unlimited things you can do on there. It's kind of like too much sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no right or wrong way to do things. It's just multiple ways. And so that can be a little overwhelming sometimes. But yeah, I just like, I would say AI because these days it's hard to tell. Anybody can make an image, tell the computer what to do. And if you know how to talk to it right, you can produce something. And then it was something else I was going to say that made me go to it. I can't think of what it is, but it was another point for why I go back and forth between the two with that. When I think of it, I'll tell you.
So with a lot of your work that you already, hand drawn, do you want to make those into digital pieces? Because like you have like the stuff I seen. Now that I know that's your artwork, they would look dope on like a album cover, dope on a T-shirt, dope on the wall. But like how some of the stuff you constantly, if you have to draw that piece 100 times, so you want to slip it into, okay, let me get this digitized so I can start getting these out to the masses.
Right. So I do offer prints in my work,
Prints,
and that's what has helped me a lot in my career, especially at different events and stuff like that. I do offer paper prints, and I've worked with different websites to offer different size prints. But then sometimes you run into the issue with picture quality and pixelation. And so I have experimented with doing that for some of my paintings. But I get asked all the time, put it on T-shirts, put it on something, and album covers. I've done album covers too, and digital and by hand. So I've done both. And actually painted something for someone, and they had me make it digital so they could use it for their book cover. And same thing, I've done painting. Somebody has asked me to paint something by hand so they could use the picture for the book cover. I was like, you don't want a digital? They were like, no, we want the painting. So I think it depends on the client and what their need is. Again, for me, for what it is. But I've thought about that too for that. But I'm also worried again about just the power of the internet and the copyrights. People will take your stuff and put it on something real quick and change one little thing about it, and because they got the audience, you know what I'm saying, or the means to do it, then it's mass produced, it's sold. And we're artists, especially like a lot of artists, we haven't gotten our work copyrighted or protected in the right way, so we always run that risk of losing the rights to it in those ways. So I think that also has made me a little weary.
So watermarking it and things like that, that don't work or nothing?
So I actually haven't watermarked my stuff. I've looked into it. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I didn't even think about that in terms of being a thing, because I don't feel like I see enough of it unless you're on like a website or something where everything is watermarked. I don't feel like I see enough of individual artists actually watermarking their stuff. We may sign it, you know what I'm saying, but somebody could edit that out these days if they really wanted to.
Speaking of edit, I got a couple questions and I pass back to Twin. How do you feel about AI graphics and things of that nature? Like as an artist, as a true artist, like how do you really feel about that?
I mean, it's a computer, and computers have to learn from us. Okay. So I just think that just like there's human error, there's computer error. They all look the same. People say it all the time. Right. The flyers, you can't even tell them apart. Even the animations on the flyers all look the same.
That's why,
And it's just, it's an eyesore. Yeah. And I just wish people would find another way to use it.
Okay.
And I also feel like it's cutting out, it's cutting us out.
That's what I respect.
They don't respect the creative process enough to want to invest in it.
Okay. And far as I just saw something on Twin Wall, so I'm gonna ask you, do you draw from the soul, the heart? Which one? Cause I see that up there. I just saw it. Drawing from the soul.
I would say both, but if I had to pick one, I would say the heart more than the soul.
Okay, cool.
But definitely, it's all of I'm an emotional artist. I tell people all the time. Okay. My emotions are what push my art, because there's a story in everything. And some of my best pieces were when I was most emotional. And I think that's true for every creative, to be honest with you. And it's kind of like the double-edged sword of being a creative, which is like, do I have to go through hell to make the best stuff? You think about musicians and visual, like it really is like that. Like, you be like, you happy, but it ain't hitting the same, except for when you're sad. That's real. That's real. And it's like, do I even want to do this anymore if I got to be sad all the time?
Right.
So.
Got to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's why I wanted to know that, because you asked my question twice with that.
Yeah.
If you do it from the heart, you do it from the soul, then AI, you pretty much not really a fan.
No, I can't take that, and you still gotta explain it. I mean, I've used AI to help me draft something, because sometimes I use Photoshop to put things together if I can't get the visual any other way. But yeah, emotions, because that's what I would do. Like when I was younger, that's how I would decide what to draw outside of the cartoons. Like when I would go into the basement and look up things on the internet, I would type in an emotion and I would literally say like, sad girl, holding dog, cartoon. And that's what I would look up. Or like couple, embracing, because kids and love and teenagers and stuff. And that's what I would do. Anything that was around that emotion, and I would just find a cartoon and I would look through and something that I felt like conveyed that emotion, I would draw it.
Sure, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Shout out to Daria, OG.
Yeah. But it's okay to cry, and lonely kids make the best art.
Yeah, I wasn't lonely though.
I'll go ask you, did you have brothers and sisters and a big family?
Yeah, I do have a big family. Well, I have one sister. Let me back up. Just one sister. Okay. She's 6 years older. But we have a very, very large family. My dad comes from a family of 11, and they're all still alive, all my aunts and uncles. But my mom's side family, I think it was 6 of them. And it's only 3 of them now. I'm sorry, 7. And it's only 3 of them now. But they all got
That's good.
kids and kids, and most of them are back home in Cleveland.
Family reunion lit.
You know what? You know what's crazy? We ain't never really had one. That's part of the problem.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
we need to do it now. We were just saying that I'm probably gonna be one of the ones to get it done. One, because they all already there and I'm here, but because we was all like grandma house was it like every holiday because we all lived in the same city, like Christmas, every 4th of July, you know what I'm saying, Memorial Day, like Thanksgiving. Yeah. We didn't do that when we was younger, but yes.
Juneteenth.
Right, we're gonna slide it
What's
in.
the other one you just said earlier?
Kwanzaa. Like we celebrated that.
Sweetest day.
Yeah. We ain't get together for that, But we would get together at my grandmother's house, and even Christmas, everybody would come to her house with a garbage bag full of presents and exchange gifts for each family. So
Now y'all finna do Bone Thugs and Harmony Day.
yeah, looking forward to it.
It's overdue.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who are some of your inspirational artists? Like it's like Basquiat or what's his name? Haring, the Keith Haring, people like that. Are you old school? Are you like Rembrandts or Picasso?
You know what, man? None.
Okay.
I'm a person that never really. I won't say I didn't care for art history, but I didn't quite understand it. I didn't agree with it to an extent because yes, I know that there are styles and things you can study and learn from, but I felt like art is subjective and it's an expression of the person. So I never understood why we were forced to fall in those lines when it will always change and evolve. So for that reason, it just never interested me to like really dive into anybody and be like, oh, this person, like I can recognize it, but I'm not like, oh my God. Because I feel like there are new artists every day, especially in my, generation in the world that I'm like inspired by, that I'm like real time want to support. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Only reason why I'm sorry, cuz.
Oh, you could go.
Only reason why I asked because art is very important to history, right? If whoever controlled the art, if you notice why World War II, the Nazis, they tried to steal all the art, took all the art from, all the major museums, stuff like that, they can control the narrative for the future with the art. You know what I'm saying? They can say, or they can go in there and restructure, what's that famous lady? Everybody go see?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. What if she was, really black and then they went over there and whitewashed it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they can control the narrative. Even the Mona Lisa, Madonna, I'm sorry, the Madonna's originally is black. You know what I'm saying? If you go in Russian history, they all got black Madonnas, you know what I'm saying? When we see the Madonna in, Paris or wherever. Yeah, it's white, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked about the history of it. So
I could see that being more of a problem before because now we have so many different things with technology. I mean, that back then that was the visual. People that was the photograph. Let me paint your picture, family portrait. You know what I'm saying? And then we evolved, so now we got video cameras, regular cameras, cell phones, and there's so many ways people can go through. You really don't even know what to trust. So I kind of feel like the last thing people worried about in today's age is the painting. Like it's still important, but that being the determining factor for the modified history. I mean, books and people change text. Like, it's so many other ways that they change the narrative. But I do agree that it's super important to capturing what's going on and the emotions behind it and the depth of it.
So, you're also a teacher.
I am.
What you teaching?
Everything. No, I am. So I actually am an art teacher, but not traditionally. So I do paint and sip parties, and I've been doing that since the beginning of my art career for the last 12 years.
Okay.
But I teach people of all ages how to paint simple paintings, and how to also teach like different craft projects and drawing classes and stuff. And I've been doing that in a bunch of different types of settings. Like I do workshops, I've done summer programs, after school programs. I've worked with businesses like Nike, Google, MailChimp, Taco Bell. So for, corporate events for, what I'm saying, team bondings. I've done things with animals. I was at a safari a couple weeks ago, live painting. I've taught people how to do acrylic pours and how to paint on jeans. And I have a partnership with Fairburn Senior Center I've been with for the last 4 years now. And I go there at least 3-4 times a year, sometimes more. And I teach the ladies different things. Those are my favorite ladies. I love them.
You said a senior citizen.
The Senior Center, yes.
Oh, why you pointing at me?
I mean, I know. No, that's not.
Look how she pointing
That was
at me like I'm the
correction.
senior citizen.
No, that was just the correction. Like, yeah, the Senior Center. Like, I should have pointed down.
Nah,
That
you
was
pointed
perfect
at me.
timing, but that's
You
not what
talking
I
about,
meant.
Definitely pointed.
That's not what I meant. I promise.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant. It's
She
just
said, I see you in
I
the
talk with
corner
my
back
hands.
there.
I talk with my hands. It's not what I meant. No. But yeah,
I'm almost there. I ain't mad neither.
I can't
But
wait to-
yeah, I mean, I'm saying like sororities. The cigar lounges, like churches, family reunions, all different types
Stuff.
of things. Yep. They tried to get me in middle school, but I refused.
Why?
Because I didn't want to have to be a teacher like that because of, well, first of all, middle school is that age where they're still being forced. And their puberty's happening, and it's like so you kind of too
What you
cool.
mean they being
They too
forced?
cool. You're still being forced to do the extracurriculars instead of deciding for yourself. So that rebellious nature is in there. Where like I got to do art because I have to, and not because I want to. In high school is when you do it because you want to.
I ain't see it like that.
I did. I mean, because when I got to high school, that was when you had the choice. Same thing in college. You get the choice. And as somebody who's been teaching middle school people in summer programs and after school programs, and during those times where I've seen it and firsthand,
Oh,
you're
see,
gonna have
they
a
doing
few.
that now because it was a choice for us
That was
in middle
That
school.
was Mikhail said when she was on here. Mikhail said the same thing.
That it's
was
not a choice for them.
Yeah, right. It's like it's.
Yeah, because I mean, elementary school,
okay.
it's also
Yeah.
forced. I mean, it's important. Think about the arts is an important part of development, whether people see it or not. You know what I'm saying? Just like music is. And so when you're younger, also you're excited, you're curious. Like it's just easier to teach elementary schools, even though their attention span may be less. It's just a different type. Not everybody though, because you got them kids that don't care always. But it's still a different type of willingness than when you get to middle school, and it's really like too cool. Some of them feel like they can't truly show that they like it, that they want to do it, they're invested. Some people are real shy. You know what I'm saying? It's that weird place. Like I'm good with getting through to them, but I also don't want the headache because that's when they can be.
Oh, you fight kids. It look like you a fight a kid.
I don't fight children. They don't want to fight me. They know better. Yeah, I don't have to.
Right.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. You know, I can't be no
But I've
teacher.
also checked them, and that's part of the problem. I check a child real quick.
See, I can't be no teacher.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
can.
You just gotta put it down early. You know
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
that's how you start. You know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and with the contract work, I mean, I don't know if the pay's better or not, but I just feel like I know teachers and I know about that having to do your own supplies, and I mean, it's just a lot of different things I would have to deal with. So I'd rather come in and do contract work for the kids. But I love work. I do like working with kids, and I have taught and tutored and done a bunch of different things. So I know I'm an excellent teacher. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if I have the patience for it, which is crazy because I am
A mother.
that part, right? You know what I'm saying? And you kind of got to deal with that. But it's just that I have to, like, I'm an impatient artist. I am an impatient artist.
I can't tell though.
Yeah.
You seem like you cool when you get them brushes and them pencils in your hand. It's just like you just.
Yeah. But when I say impatient, I don't mean like irritable. I mean like I want to see it finished. Like I work fast. I work quickly. So that's why I love to live paint. A lot of the stuff that you saw hanging up there in the background, a lot of those images were done live. Those paintings I did between an hour and 2 hours in front of people, from beginning to end with no sketch. I don't. I like to freehand too as well when I live paint. Sometimes I will pre-sketch, but the brush is my pencil.
So you
And so
like
I
the
go in with that.
excitement of the folks watching you.
I'm
so
a performer.
That keep you just the ideas just steady flowing through your body as they watching and the oohs and the ahs and the wow. Did you see that?
Yeah,
that
well,
what keep you going.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I like
that fuel you.
that.
Okay.
I like that. I like the adrenaline of people watching you. I like to be surrounded by music. I'm a people person, and a lot of artists aren't like that. I'm kind of a unicorn, if you will. Like I'm very extroverted, and I can talk to anybody, and I'm very personable. And so I like those types of things. But being a former athlete, I was always the person that was chosen to be it. You know what I'm saying? To be the speaker for things. I used to do Key Club, which is like a national speaking thing. I did a lot of different stage things. I was in plays. I played the violin. Like I did a lot of stuff front and center. So that was never a thing for me. And then in terms of ideas, I will have an idea before I go, or sometimes I'll find an idea when I'm there. But it's rare that I paint like off the top of my head. Like I have,
Okay.
like it may be last minute, but I'll find something. Sometimes I'll pick a person that's there, and I'll be like, hey, you want to be my muse? Because who don't be painted? It's a pleasant surprise. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, me. So I'll do that as well.
Okay.
What kind of music you like to listen to when you're painting, like in your studio?
I like all kinds of music, but in my studio, you know what's crazy? When I'm out painting live, I like to listen to like turnt music, like kind of like club a little bit, right? Because I'm a dancer. I just like the feeling of being surrounded by music. But when I'm at home, I listen to sometimes it's like that, but a lot of times it may be like it's not like neo soul. It's almost like lo-fi beats, but more up tempo. You know what I'm saying? Like those cool, like jazzy songs, but they still have a nice tempo to it, like maybe some Afro beats as well.
So you
But
need to
like,
put some Maddie B in your playlist.
yeah, it
Yeah.
sound like, but I also like I think it's called indie rock, believe it or
Indie
not. I
rock.
like all types of music, but that type of music,
Gotcha.
I think that's what it's called, but it's like, it's like rock, but it's more happy. Like it's not like
She
hardcore.
said more
I know what you're
happy.
talking
Almost
about.
like Maroon
My phone,
5-ish,
y'all about to
Oh,
say
right?
just some
Yeah, and I
soft
got into that in
rock,
Green
college. I
Day.
got into that.
classic rock.
Those songs
Yeah.
make me they just have a happy tempo. Sometimes they can talk about the most craziest
Tough.
things. It'd be real sad, but the tempo and the music, like
Right.
yeah, that stuff makes me happy when I'm at home.
That's dope.
So, with all this stuff you got going on, where you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Man, that's a hard question.
A digital billboard, a mirror on the wall, you know?
In the next couple of years, I see myself. That's a hard question. Believe it or not, that's a hard question to answer. Cause I'm working on different things now, and it's hard. Like I would like to say I see myself having consistent virtual classes. That's something I'm looking into doing as well because I'm mobile and I travel, and sometimes I can't travel with everybody. And I also see myself having a more established group of collectors. I've been doing this for so long. I have so many collectors, but in my haste of doing everything, I haven't really built the database that I need to grow. So, you know what I'm saying? Consistently. Because it's not about getting new collectors, new support. It's really fostering the people that you have. And so I'm really taking the time to really hone in on those so that I can see the fruits of my labor 100% because I've always had a full-time job or something else on the side, until the last 5 years is when I just kind of really went into this full time and have been doing gigs and other little things to balance it out. So that's hard to say because I would love to do more, outdoor murals and get paid for those things. Yeah, that's what I would like to do, Lord willing, and economy willing.
So I'm gonna ask you this question too. As the you like you said you designed your own tattoos, a lot of your artwork. Have you ever thought about doing a collab with a fashion designer with you drawing or designing sketches on the clothing?
Not exactly. No one's ever asked me that, but I've been asked a lot of times to collab with designers. But then when it comes to creativity, especially here, I'm learning you have to ask yourself, unfortunately, when those opportunities come, who is it really helping? Because some people will ask to collaborate with you or do something and they're not really helping you. They're just learning from you or they're taking advantage of, they want your network, you know what I'm saying, area. And then you just see collaboration, a new friend, without understanding it. And I know this because it's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Without knowing that they're actually taking that idea from you You know what I'm saying, or just learning from you. They haven't really got much, but you're so excited for the collaboration. You're just like, oh yeah, let me do it, and then before you know it, you done did everything, and
So
that
you know
person's
how to
just there.
prevent that?
Do I know how to prevent it? I not necessarily. It's just trying to have better discernment, which I pray for all the
Paperwork.
time. Oh yeah, paperwork. That makes sense. Having the
I
paperwork.
understand it.
But I mean, listen, I didn't had situations where people didn't try to do things and I didn't try to show paperwork and then, you know what I'm saying, it's just a bunch of excuses. So I just,
No, it's and that's how you do it.
yeah,
If there's no paperwork, okay, we don't work.
right, yeah,
Ain't no love lost. Thank you. Bye.
yeah,
That's how
yeah.
you gotta do it. Cause like I said, you're a dope artist, and so
Thank you.
as you know, you like you said, it's hard to answer. You know, I don't know. I do know, but you got a lot going on. You got a lot of things that you already working.
And ways I could go, and that's what is also
So you
it
got
because I have a child too, so I got to think about that when I make those moves.
and trust me, we understand. We understand that move. You also have to, family. You say, okay, if I make this move, okay, I got my little family. So you definitely still, you know, I don't want to say this to say it. They gonna grow up,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's one of those things. Okay, if I make this move, what I'm gonna sacrifice? I'm not gonna sacrifice all my time with my child, but I'm also gonna make sure my child understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause me and him did over 20 years in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 kids. I miss football games, basketball games, track meets, band recitals.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Now I made it to them graduations. I will say that. I said, I don't care where I'm at, I'm gonna come to them graduations. But I missed a lot. But to make sure they was taken care of. But you have to make sure you let them know that. Don't do it in the blind. My mom was never there. My mom was never, baby, mama gotta go do this. So I know you like that PlayStation 5 and you want all these games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing that for that. I'm doing that for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to tell them that, but we ain't finna get in that. I like the little necklace. Got your little
Yeah.
That's what I saw
I
that.
had to be on brand. My
Yeah,
cousin bought this for
it
me.
matched the
Yep. Got to stay on art. That's with everything to it. And that's the glasses and the shirt. Because I don't even wear glasses, just so y'all know. I can see perfectly fine.
I can't.
It's just for the look. It's just for the look
Yeah.
today. Because I had to match the shirt. Artsy vibes. No lenses.
Oh, I
either.
didn't notice that.
Yeah.
It's an artist thing, most
It's all, yeah.
people don't be noticing. I be like, yeah, there are no lenses in
I
here.
thought there was some
Yeah.
whole lenses in there.
No.
Now I see your eyelashes sticking out of them.
Just for the look. Just for the look.
But I know you're a very talkative person, and you got a lot of information. I know we could be here till next week, but let the audience know where they can find you at social media, website, whole 9 yards.
Absolutely. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at Prism_by Chanel. They can find me there. You can also find me on Facebook at Prism by Chanel. You can find my YouTube at Prism Productions, and that's PRISM, like the rainbow prism. And then _by BY and Chanel, like the designer, CHANEL, the right way to spell it. That's where you guys can find me. But the best way to keep up with me is going to be on Instagram. That's where I do most of the things. And I have a website that I'm in the process of getting it back up and running. And I'm going to have a collector site as well. So be on the lookout for those things.
That's super dope.
Super dope. All right. Hey, one last question. Do you have you ever did like your own art show?
Solo art shows.
Solo.
Nope, that's one thing I want to do. Okay. I haven't done a solo one. I've done some collaborating ones, but not just a solo. I'm just waiting for, I guess, the right time. Or
2-3 years now.
Yeah.
See, I asked you that question.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. Well, no, I was gonna ask. He had asked it, but I was kind of like, just wanted to confirm.
That's something I've been thinking about
cool.
and just waiting on.
We got an invite for you for something next week, so I'll keep you posted after this.
Okay.
All right. Well, we appreciate you pulling up to the Tailor's Talk podcast and giving all the information that you got. Thank you for letting us know where we can find you. And Appreciate you coming on again.
Thank
Appreciate
you for having me. Thank you so much, Twin. Thanks, Shabby. Thank you,
no
guys.
problem.
Thank you.
What else they need to do, Ken folk?
Hey, we need y'all go out there, subscribe, like, and share to the Tailor Talk podcast. And thank y'all and see you next time.